Yo, Aaron here from MyGuitarSings, and today we're going to be learning about the notes of the guitar fretboard. Let's do it! Your eyes do not deceive you. This is a piano, but this is the best way for me to quickly explain all the notes of Western harmony before applying them to the guitar. Believe me when I say that at least having a basic understanding of the layout of the piano is an important foundation of musical knowledge. The notes of Western music run from A to G, then repeat over and over as pitches get higher and higher. But for reasons we're not going to go into, when we explain the theory of music, it's far easier to start on the note C. Remember this, C is to the left of the two black keys. Two black keys here, C. Two black keys here, C. Two black keys here, C. Can you see the repetition of notes? When we play all the white notes in sequence, it sounds like this. However, the black keys are just as important, so let's look at their names. Depending on how music is composed, each black key can be called by one of two names, but regardless of its name, the note itself doesn't change. We can call them sharps, or we can call them flats. Let's start with the sharp names. My thumb is currently on the note C. The black key immediately to the right of the note C is the note C sharp. My thumb is now on the note D. The black key immediately to the right of D is called D sharp. To the right of E, there is no black key. Important that you notice that. So we jump straight to F. Immediately to the right of F is the note F sharp. To the right of G is the note G sharp. To the right of A is the note A sharp. To the right of A sharp we have B. And then there's no sharp again in between B and C before getting back to C, which is the octave. Look at this piano. There's no black key between E and F, and there's no black key between B and C. So what does this mean? It means there is no E sharp note and no B sharp note. At least not until theory gets really complicated later on, but we don't need to worry about that for a while. So we've just learned that all the notes of Western harmony, if we play them one after the other, are in the following order. Now let's look at their alternative flat names. The fancy musical term for this is Enharmonic Equivalents. My pinky is currently on the note B. The key immediately to the left of B is B flat. My pinky is currently on the note A. The key immediately to the left of the note A is A flat. To the left of G is G flat. To the left of F, if we remember, there is no black key, so we don't have an F flat. We go to E. Immediately to the left of E is E flat. D, D flat, and back to C. And we look in between again. There's no black key, so there is no C flat. Again, when music theory gets really complicated, these things do occur, but that's much, much later on. You don't have to worry about that for now. Those notes can now be arranged as follows. So why are there two different names, I hear you ask? Well, the short answer is that theoretically, especially when written down, some are easier to use than others. But that really is a bigger question for another time. Lastly, one vital thing to know is that the musical distance between any two adjacent notes in the musical alphabet is called a semitone. So if we start again on C, if we go up a semitone, we get to C sharp, which we now know is also called D flat. If we go up a semitone from there, we get to D. If we go up another semitone from there, we get to D sharp, which we now know is called E flat. Up another semitone to E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, B, and finally back to C. Take a moment to analyse all of those notes. Grab a screenshot if you need to. We now need to translate all of that onto the guitar. The first thing we need to know are the open string notes of the guitar. Open strings mean that my fretting hand is doing nothing and I'm simply plucking the strings as they are. Starting on the thickest string, heading towards the floor, those notes are as follows: E, A, D, G, B, and E. To make this super easy to remember, I recommend using the phrase Eddie ate dynamite, good by Eddie. Remember not to get confused because there are two E strings. The low E, the one nearest the ceiling that sounds a low pitch, and the high E, the one nearest the floor that sounds a higher pitch. Let's think back to our musical alphabet from earlier, the first one where we used all the sharps. We're now going to apply that to our guitar starting on the low E string. So the open string is of course the note E. Upper semitone to fret 1 is the note F. Up another semitone to fret 2 is the note F sharp. Up another semitone to fret 3 is the note G. Up another semitone to fret 4 is the note G sharp. Up another semitone to fret 5 is the note A. And so on and so forth. Some of our guitars will have dots on them which will provide markers for certain notes. Let's turn our attention to the fret with 2 dots. This one here. This is fret 12. It has 2 dots because this is the point at which, if we go through all notes sequentially, we get back to the same note as the open string but 1 octave higher. So, this is the note E, and the 12th fret is also the note E. Can you hear the similarity? It's the same on all the strings. This is the note A, open A string, and this is the note A at the 12th fret. This is the note D. This is the note D. G, G, B, B, E, and E. This particular guitar, you may also notice, has another 2 dots right next to the pickups, right at the top of the neck there, here. This is the 24th fret. This is 2 octaves higher. So again, you may notice the same similarity. Open string, 12th fret, 24th fret. Open A string, 12th fret, 24th fret. Open D, 12th fret, 24th fret. It's worth noting at this point that probably the vast majority of guitars have 22 frets, but you can get a few 21 fret models. Acoustics tend to have about 19, but this one obviously has 24. As far as the note naming process goes, we can do the same thing using the alternative flat names, the enharmonic equivalents that we talked about, but I'm going to leave that as an exercise for you. Thanks for watching my video on learning the notes of the guitar fretboard. Of course, the real trick is getting to know them instantaneously. I'd recommend working in small chunks. So for example, you might want to pick the low E string and the A string and only do up to fret 3. Work on those 6 notes for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then move up to the D string and the G string, do the first 3 frets on those and the B and the E, and keep working upwards in small chunks until you know all of the notes. Please check out the accompanying website post on MyGuitarSings.com, and Don't forget to subscribe.